Now warmly welcome with another element, number 9, the work equipment. We use different kind of equipments at our workplaces, even electric power tools, hydraulic tools, even plenty of heavy equipments. So let's discuss as per NEBOSH theories what exactly they want us to understand. There are straightforward learning objectives. We have to describe the general requirements for work equipment, and most importantly, again, the two words, the hazards and the controls of handheld tools. And the most important topic we are going to discuss today is the mechanical and non-mechanical hazards, at our workplaces, and how we're going to put control measures for reducing risk from the machinery hazards. So we have mechanical hazards, we have non-mechanical hazards, and how we're going to control them. That is the learning objective. So let's start with 9.1, general requirements for work equipment. General requirements. Like if I'm going to buy, first of all, a work equipment, what are the requirements? Based on which international standards that tool have to be manufactured, and quality must be validated also before I even decide to purchase it. Like a lot of electric tools, you're gonna see, ULN listed must be there, like Underwriter Laboratories or FM Factory Mutual, or maybe CE mark, like kind of a protection mark. That is kind of a validation of quality. So otherwise, those equipment without UL or FM or some other wouldn't be acceptable, especially in Saudi Arabia. And same case for Sadara for sure, inshallah. Now we have different types of work equipments. Look at the picture also. Sometimes they look simple, but a lot of incidents are happening. Maybe the person is not trained, maybe he's overconfident, maybe the tool is not responding the way it should be. So let's understand different types of work equipment. Like simple hand tools are there. We also have handheld power tools. We also have single machines or mobile work equipment and machine assemblies. So we'll discuss starting from the hand tools. And what is more important, the requirements, the suitability. What exact task we are going to take from that equipment, it must be suitable to that task actually. So work equipment should be carefully selected to ensure it is appropriate for the task and even environment as well as the conditions. That is why the employers in Europe and UK have to ensure that any equipment they purchase for work use has a CE mark and complies with European standards. But in Saudi Aramco, mostly the UL or FM or even some way CE is also there, but mostly they prefer to get UL, Underwriter Laboratories. But what is the CE mark is machinery directive like 2006-42 European Commission kind of standards. Manufacturer required to meet what? Essential health and safety requirements. So they can't produce or they can't manufacture anything without following these European regulations, And also they have to create kind of a technical file. The moment I was serving to some of the surgical instruments manufacturing companies as a consultant, without technical file for each equipment, it was really hard to get CE mark certificate, and without CE mark certificate we can't export, especially in Europe. And that technical file must have everything about that equipment, the material, the composition, the processes, the way we assembled, and the way we made like finishing of that equipment, everything we can't hide. That is why the word is technical file. Create a technical file and then fix a conformity European mark like CE mark, provide a written declaration of conformity. Declaration of conformity still you have to give, and provide written information on hazards, reference, safe use and maintenance of equipment. Wherever you see the word CE for anything, even you buy from the market, surely you will get one booklet, and that would highlight the hazards, risk, safe use and maintenance of that particular equipment. implemented in UK as supply of machinery like safety regulations 2008. So we have preventing access to dangerous parts of machine. First of all, any moving part on the machine must be guarded. This is very straightforward. Any moving part on the machine must be guarded. And if you want to make it more productive, no harm to put some safety sensors or devices, or make sure, while the machine is running, nobody can touch that equipment. So access to dangerous parts is prevented, or movement of dangerous parts is stopped, like fixed guards. That is our designing kind of requirements, even from the manufacturer side. Other guards and protection devices and protection appliances. And of course, the more technological equipment we are buying for our employees, more better training we need to deliver them. The technical innovations day by day, especially in combination of artificial intelligence or kind of IT, is becoming more complex. The world is changing drastically, and a lot of innovations every day, and being incorporated, like and also we all know it's the industrial revolution 4. So everything is getting changed, day by day. Like today you purchase a mobile, maybe after 6 months, a new brand with some new further changes. Same thing happening to the machines. Actually, every time you buy, some new features are incorporated, even though those changes they brought in just to make that machine more safer, or maybe more productivity or quality products. But on the other side, more harder to understand sometime, like getting, even for us to perform risk assessment of those complicated machines or equipment, we required a lot of understanding, and then we're going to go for it. Otherwise, it's entirely the game of manufacturer, whatever he assembled for us and delivered. So for end user, information, instruction, and training and supervision is critically important because of very fast innovations and technical collaboration, between different kind of equipments we are buying. To extend, it is also practicable. The word is practicable. So the more better information, instruction, and training and supervision you will ensure, much better practice you will see on floor, and very less probability of accident also. Sometime because of lack of knowledge or a poor understanding of that equipment, our employees are in trouble actually. Now, restricting use, the use is restricted to the trained and competent operators for equipment that is highly specialized, has a range of hazards, and maintenance of work equipment restricted to trained and competent persons. And if I take an example of Sadara, Saudi Aramco, or any the globally recognized brands, they don't compromise. They don't compromise with that scenario. Even you are trained, but you are not certified, they will not allow you. Even you are trained, you are certified, but you are not authorized from the safety department or from the top management, they will not allow you to use that equipment actually. So a solid system you have, mashallah, in place. That is why I'm mentioning again and again, even if you understand your Sadara system, passing NEBOSH IG1 and IG2 would be really easy for all of you, mashallah, because you have plenty of technical stuff available within your system, that can be quoted and put into your exams. No, information, instruction, and training provided for work equipment users, like would be low risk equipment or maybe high risk equipment. If it is a low risk equipment, at least reading instructions are important, but high risk equipment, we required formal training, check effectiveness, and even for managers and maintenance staff to minimize risk, to understand maintenance requirements. Now here, I would mention, as an auditor, whenever I ask, do you have a master list of external documents? And almost all companies says, yes, we have master list of external documents. And when I ask, can you show me some of the operational kind of operating manuals of different equipments, or let's take an example of forklift, that operating manual with that number you issue to that forklift operator, but it's not available with him. Most of the time, physically, that operating manual, which must be all the time with the, forklift operator, and mostly it's not there. What I mean is, nobody give any importance to those books. And the moment they have a maintenance issue or a sudden breakdown, then they realize where is the book? Because within the book, you have plenty of information related to maintenance and how to operate, how to keep that equipment to be safe. Everything is mentioned there, what can go wrong, which fault you have to correct in which way. All maintenance instructions are there. But unfortunately, because of again overconfidence from our maintenance department or the technicians, they also don't give importance to those books, and then they start applying their engineering, even though they are managing somehow, but shelf life or the expiry date of instrument or equipment should be in trouble. So to understand maintenance requirements, all those external documents and shape of operating manuals need to be retained and put in our files or somewhere as a reference also, especially in soft copy as well. We can get it from the manufacturer, It's not like always the hard copy is coming with the machine and it's more than enough. We can ask him to share with you the soft copy of that manual and then keep it in your record. And whenever a time will come for preventive maintenance, for regular maintenance, probably you need to go back and see the reference, how it has to be done. Like the users of the work equipment should only operate equipment they are authorized to use. Like if you have, let's take an example. If you have 100 different forklifts and you have only 25 operators, logically it's not good enough, because you need at least 90 operators or at least 100 operators if you have 100 forklifts. But if you have only 25 operators, forklift operators, then which operator is going to be authorized, either forklift number 009 or 0018 or 19. Rest of the 96 equipment or the rest of the equipment, they can't operate actually. Even they know how to operate, but they're not authorized to operate. That means we designate this particular forklift only you can operate. The rest of the forklift don't even touch, because you're not authorized. Even they are trained, they're certified, but you designate them the 4 different forklifts. So I hope it will give you some insights why that allocation is important. Operate equipment in accordance with instruction and training, and that is written in the operating manual. Only use equipment for its intended purpose and carry out safety checks before using equipment. But carry out safety check does not mean the tick, 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 like I discussed several times. Not use equipment if it is unsafe and report defects immediately. Here, we surely have to convince our employees to report. What's the benefit of hiding? Because on his report, we will create further work orders for the maintenance department. But if that gentleman is saying that everything is okay, and we also blindly accepting those inspection checklists, then maintenance will be enjoying, they will not care, because no work order is going to be created actually. And then a sudden breakdown, a major breakdown, and a lot of cost will be involved, and we'll start punching back to the operator and even to the maintenance technicians. But where were we before? Why we were accepting blindly the reports which are having 100% ticks? How come there isn't anything to improve further? Not use equipment under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and keep equipment clean and maintained in safe working order. We also have some sort of maintenance requirements. Maintenance regime could have planned preventive maintenance. Again, not in Sadara, not in Saudi Aramco, but in A lot of manufacturing companies, I would say, in Saudi Arabia, this is the most neglecting area, the preventive maintenance plan. What they believe is we don't have time to implement that preventive maintenance plan, like maybe quarterly, maybe biannual, maybe monthly. And it requires 1 day, 2 day, or 3 days, because overall all machine parts, everything need to be done as per manufacturer instructions. But what they have excuse, we don't have time. But the moment there is a sudden breakdown, the terrible breakdown, then they realize why preventive maintenance is important. Same like you purchase a new car and no tuning, no oil change, no filter change. So what would happen, after 6 months or 8 months, even to the new car? So I'm talking about regular maintenance, but what about the preventive maintenance, like overhauling? That is why we have computer testing in Saudi Arabia to double check there isn't any fault in our car. And let me claim, you, the Saudis especially, are the best to keep your car well maintained, mashallah. That you you are a unique kind of brand, especially to maintain your cars. Because I have a lot of Saudi friends, and their cars are, I mean, I can claim maybe 100% neat and clean. They can't accept even small dust particles inside, and everything. Even they have like 300 kilometer or maybe 400 kilometer drive, and later on they will come and make sure it's have better service, maybe from the servants or maybe from outside stations actually. And also the following routine schedule regular intervals, condition based maintenance like vehicle brakes pads and following routine inspection, breakdown maintenance like emergency repairs. During maintenance, staff at greater risk because guards and enclosed removed, safety devices removed or disabled, and also equipment partial completed dismantled, because these are the maintenance requirements. Power sources exposed and stored power released like compressed spring, access awkward and manual handling heavy parts. These are the maintenance requirements, and additional headers could be power tools, which we are using, for opening, for closing of different nuts and bolts. Additional precautions during maintenance work, what we required, make sure we have competent staff. We have power sources like isolated, locked off. We have stored power release or secured or cover live parts with insulating material and use additional PPs. If you again go back and see within Sadara, mashallah, how many maintenance procedures you have and what are the maintenance requirements. And I'm sure 1000% much better than NEBOSH theories would be there. Just focus on your internal documentation and system and start reading and understanding, and you will be definitely proud to have such a level of documentation. Like every step is well understood and well elaborated and being followed also, mashallah, through the internal relevant team members. So if dangerous moving parts are accessed, run at very low speed and fit purpose made maintenance guards and precautions for safe access. So plenty of maintenance requirements, and without permit, first of all, which is not mentioned by the way, like for maintenance and inspection projects in Sadara, in Saudi Aramco, so the permit is there actually. Without permit, how come even you can think to go for any sort of your maintenance or repairing project? Now, equipment controls and environmental factors also need to be considered. Make sure the control are well designed, easy to use, and also suitably located in visible location and easily identifiable, in good working order and compliant with relevant standards, and emergency stop buttons and roll-ups are there. No, equipment controls and environmental factors, make sure the equipment should be stable, have controls appropriately marked, and all these factors are relevant to the design or kind of from the manufacturer actually. It should be inbuilt rather than the equipment came inside and then we started risk assessment and found plenty of issues. So make sure you select the right set of supplier and the brand you are going to buy, and you benchmark based on which international standard you are going to buy that particular equipment, rather than the equipment available at site and you set a risk assessment and found plenty of safety features or devices are missing actually. Lighting should be adequate and suitable, not stroboscopic effect or environmental suitable, and also space should be adequate. That is equipment controls and environmental factors. So that was